Tara's movie review. Tara's movie review. Tara's movie review. Tara's movie review. Dun, dun, dun. Tara's movie review. Dum, da, dum, da, dum, da, 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 dum.
Hi everyone, this is Tara and welcome back to Tea for Tara. This is a review of The Mandalorian and Grogu, focusing on if it's a good movie for kids. So first of all, I thought it was good. I really liked it, and I think a lot of kids are probably going to have fun watching it, especially if they already like Star Wars or cute characters like Grogu. And yes, Grogu is still super adorable in this movie. Every time he appeared on screen, people in the theater were laughing or saying "aw" because he's just so cute and funny without even talking that much. One thing I liked is that the movie feels big and exciting, but it also feels kind of warm and emotional too. It's not just explosions and fighting the whole time. A lot of the movie is really about the friendship and connection between the Mandalorian and Grogu. I think that makes it easier for kids to connect with because it almost feels like a parent and child adventure story in space. I also liked that Grogu isn't just there to look cute. He actually helps in important moments. Sometimes he uses the Force in clever ways, and sometimes he causes chaos in funny ways too. There were parts where the audience laughed really hard because Grogu was being mischievous. I think younger kids will especially love those moments. Now, if you're wondering if the movie is okay for kids, I'd say mostly yes, but it depends on the age of the kid. For older kids, like maybe 8 and up, I think it's probably fine if they already watch action movies or Star Wars stuff, but there are definitely intense scenes. There's laser fighting, spaceship battles, monsters, and some scary looking creatures. A few scenes got pretty loud and dramatic. There are also moments where characters are in danger, and some scenes might feel emotional or sad for younger children. I didn't think it was too scary, but there were a couple moments where little kids in the theater might cover their eyes a little bit. So I think parents should know that it's more of an action-adventure movie than a little kids movie. But I actually think that's part of why older kids might really enjoy it. It treats kids like they can handle an exciting story. It doesn't feel babyish. Sometimes movies made for families can feel like they're trying too hard to act silly every second, but this movie balances funny moments with serious moments pretty well. I also really like the worlds and planets in the movie. One of my favorite things about Star Wars is always seeing new places and creatures. There are scenes with giant ships, cool alien cities, strange creatures, and desert areas that look really beautiful on the big screen. I felt like I was going on an adventure with the characters, and honestly, the visuals were amazing. Some scenes looked huge and magical. The flying scenes especially were really exciting. I think if kids see this in a theater, they'll probably think some of the action scenes are really cool because the sound and visuals make everything feel gigantic. Another thing I liked is that the movie has heart. Sometimes action movies can just feel loud, but this movie really cared about the relationship between the characters. You can tell the Mandalorian really cares about Grogu even though he's usually quiet and serious. I think that emotional part makes the movie stronger. Now, I do think some younger kids who don't know Star Wars might get confused sometimes. There are references to other Star Wars stories and characters, and sometimes it feels like the movie expects you to already know a little bit about the world. I've watched Star Wars stuff before, so I could follow it pretty well, but someone completely new might ask questions during the movie. But even if you don't know everything, I still think you can enjoy the adventure. The main relationship between the Mandalorian and Grogu is simple enough that almost anyone can understand it. It's really about loyalty, friendship, protecting people you care about, and growing together. I also want to talk about the humor because I think kids will really like that part. The movie doesn't have nonstop jokes every second, but when it's funny, it's really funny. A lot of the humor comes from Grogu reacting to things or accidentally causing trouble. Those were honestly some of my favorite scenes. And I like that Grogu feels brave in this movie too. Sometimes he's scared, but he still tries to help. I think kids watching might connect with that because being brave doesn't mean you're never scared. It means you still try even when things feel difficult. There were also some really exciting action scenes. The battles were cool, but I didn't think they were overly violent. It's more sci-fi action with lasers and space fighting instead of super graphic stuff, so for me it felt more exciting than disturbing. If I had one criticism, I'd say that a few parts in the middle felt a little slow. There were moments where I wanted the story to move faster, but then something exciting would happen again and I got pulled back into it. I also think the movie did a good job making Grogu feel special without overusing him. Sometimes cute characters can feel annoying if movies try too hard to make audiences love them, but Grogu still felt genuine and lovable to me. So overall, I thought The Mandalorian and Grogu was a fun, exciting, emotional movie for kids and families, especially if you already like Star Wars adventures. I think older kids and tweens will probably enjoy it the most because it has action, emotional moments, funny scenes, and really cool visuals. For really young kids, I'd maybe say parents should know there are some intense scenes and scary creatures. But for most kids who like adventure movies, I think it's a really fun experience. And honestly, if you love Grogu, you'll probably leave the theater smiling because he steals almost every scene he's in. So that's my review. Thanks for watching T for Tara, and let me know in the comments if you would watch The Mandalorian and Grogu and who your favorite Star Wars character is. Bye everybody.
Dum, da, dum.